both of you. Kick ass.
Welcome back to tonight's AUS debates. Up next we have the VP academic candidates. We'll start giving them 15 seconds to provide opening remarks, followed by questions with 30 seconds for answers and 15 seconds for closing remarks. Let's start with Vivian.
So hi, my name is Vivian and I'm running for VP Academic, and I look forward to unify the arts community through the platform of academics.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm currently the second year rep in the AUS, and I'm really excited. I have a lot of ideas to try to broaden the academic portfolio to really engage students with their academic experience. So I look forward to telling you about it.
Firstly, considering the flexibility of the position, what initiatives would you focus on?
Well, throughout my platform, I'd say really my main purpose is to really unify the students, so to really actively engage with the students. And midterm evaluations, this is something that I would think would be really helpful for the students. And because instead of having evaluations at the end of the term, it would be good to have it in the middle so profs can focus on correcting it, and just more closer connection between the clubs and the students.
Similar to Vivian, I'm really interested in fostering more relationship between the faculty and students, and letting students have more say in matters that the faculty deals with. So in addition to middle of term evaluations, right now there are some student representatives that sit on faculty meetings. I'd like to also push to have students sit on relevant faculty committees, like the curriculum committee and teaching and learning committee. And I think that would be an awesome way to get students more involved in the way things in the faculty are designed.
Okay, so as VP academic, you'll be sitting on the Dean's Committee for academic issues. What do you think are some of the important issues that you would bring up there, starting with Daniel?
Well, again, I think allowing students to have feedback into the way courses are designed is a huge one. Right now, a lot of students feel like courses are being designed. There are certain courses especially that are designed to fail them. And I think there are middle of term teaching evaluations are a great way, and just pushing profs to actually do those and incorporate those things into the way they design their courses.
Well, of course, I feel like sometimes students don't really actively engage with the dean as much. They don't really know the dean. So I think it'd be really important to hold sessions and really have students to hang out with the dean or get to know the dean better. Of course, as mentioned earlier, midterm evaluations seem like probably a positive idea so far. And I think that just instead of just saying to have students engage is to really get students to engage so we can talk about with the dean.
Great. So in previous administrations, the issue of arts tutoring services has been brought up. Do you think this is a worthwhile project? And if so, how will you carry this out? Starting with Daniel.
I think the best way, I think it definitely is a worthwhile initiative. I think the best way to go about it would be to interact with all the clubs that we have, because the departmental clubs really know the academic needs of their constituents. And I think that's a very broad initiative for the AUS to take on all at once, because there are so many different departments. So I think partnering with the clubs and allowing them to kind of take some initiative in that would be the way to go about it.
I would definitely say mentorship within the clubs. The clubs are out here to have students come in, and sometimes it just unfortunate that students miss out on all the services that are given to them. And who knows better about the clubs than those who are passionate about their own academics in that club. So say sociology students are really passionate about that. I'm sure they would want to serve and help and recruit more students to come in, and they can seek help from those who are most passionate about the subject.
Okay, so the Arts Student Senator is an automatic member of the academic committee. So how will you collaborate with the Arts Student Senator to push student initiatives through, starting with Vivian?
It's really important to work well and have a good relationship with the senator. It's really good to have someone to work closely with, and we could have these two committee members work together and collaborate their ideas for better things.
Yeah, I think the Student Center is someone who knows a lot about the broader academic issues that are going on campus. So I think they would be someone who would be able to suggest good ideas that maybe other faculties have taken into consideration and kind of channel that into arts faculties as well in order to bring improvement there.
And so in the last 2 years, clubs have raised the issue of providing a balance between social and academic events from the AUS. So how will you ensure that academic events are improved and given greater focus given the demand from clubs? Starting with Daniel.
I think in terms of academic events, one thing we should maybe focus on next year is broadening the scope of academic events that we have. I think this year it was awesome. We put a lot of money into last lecture, and that's been a great thing. I've been very supportive of it, but it's not necessarily something that we can sustain for next year, because especially depending on whether the referendum passes, depending on how much money we have, the amount that we spent on last lecture this year could have been delegated into different smaller events, possibly, and so maybe scaling back last lecture and bringing up new, smaller events.
Sorry, can I have you repeat the question?
Yes, in the last 2 years, clubs have raised the issue of providing a balance between social and academic events. How will you ensure that academic events are improved and given greater focus given the demand?
Through the clubs? Or just
Through your portfolio, how will you
okay.
ensure that there's that balance?
Okay. So, as mentioned earlier, and also as Daniel mentioned, definitely the traditional arts last lecture, the Meet the Dean sessions, but I think that it really depends on the group of students that are coming in and what these students are interested in, because following traditions is one thing within the AUS, but it depends if this tradition really does meet the needs of the students, and I think the most important thing is to really get a group that is interested, or to find out what the group is interested in, cater to their own interest.
Great. So Meet the Dean sessions started first with Nancy Galini a few years ago and have continued since then. But given that Meet the Dean sessions do not necessarily attract a huge number of students, what are some of why do you think they're poorly attended, and do you have any alternative ideas? Sorry, Vivian.
Okay. Well, food, as widely known, it's a huge thing, and I think that it doesn't necessarily always have to be just almost like another lecture. The dean talks about something, the students sit here and listen. I think it's really great to have the students actively engage with the dean. Yes, there can be, like, I plan on my platform is to have Meet the Dean sessions that are catered towards each year's interest. So say first years encounters this problem, and fourth years have a different thing that they're interested in.
I'm going to add to what Vivian said with food, and I'm going to say drinks. We had a Meet the Dean session in the pit with karaoke this year, and granted a lot of people that were there were AUS counselors, but there was a good number of other people that showed up as well. I think just finding new